it's Kriint and welcome to another speed build video. As the title suggests, this is the house that Harry Potter grew up, the Privet Drive house. And I'm so excited to make it because at the end of each month I make a house from a TV show or a movie. Not necessarily a house, it can be anything. And because this month I think on London, where the Harry Potter films were filmed, in the studios, I don't remember, Universal Studios? No, it's not that, I don't remember. Well, the studios on London opened their doors and they let people in the house, and I felt that was a perfect chance for me to create this house. I'm currently also working into creating Hogsmeade. I'm doing a kinda like a speed build, but it's kinda let's speed build type of video, which basically it's a speed build, but way faster, I guess. Kinda like a speed build, but I do like few shops at a time, and I'm about to get done with that, and like it's about 1 week from being finished, and I'm so excited that I got to do that house. I've been working into this particular house for 1 month, and it's not like I'm building for 1 month, because the video that you're actually seeing right now, like the footage, took me 8 hours to build, which for me is kind of like a record, because all of the previous houses from Soto Sims that I've created were more than 10 hours. Like there were few that were like 21 hours or something. So for me that is kind of like a record. But it took me quite a bit of time to find the photos, even though that was way faster because there were photos online. There were also plans online, even though I did not follow them, and I will explain why in a bit. And yeah, it was way easier to create that because not all of the rooms, I'm sorry, are being seen in the movies or even mentioned a bit in the books. Like, we've never seen or got an idea on the books or the movies on how the guest bedroom is, or how Dudley's bedroom looks like. We know just that he has way too many like electronic stuff, games. So yeah, I didn't really know what to do with that, so I just, became creative. As well as the garage, we never seen it, so yeah. The thing, kinda like a problem that you can say that this house had, was that the house that they created on the studios was a bit different from the house that we have in the books. Basically, as I found out, there is a guy that made the plans according to how the house was described in the books. And even though they kept a lot of stuff, few of the stuff did not keep them. So it was like, what do I want to go with? Do I want to go from how the house looks like in the movies, or how it was described in the books? So that was kinda like a challenge for me to decide what I want. I was not that sure. And I did not follow either of them. I did a mixture of both of them, basically, to be completely honest with you, because people are visual creatures. You are not going to recall the fact that in a single sentence somewhere J.K. Rowling mentions that there is a greenhouse, and this is where Dudley had his new bike and stuff. Like, I did not recall that, so I don't really believe that any regular fan, not like the super fans will recall that information. So I basically got more stuff from the movies because, as I said, we're visual creatures and it is easier for us to recall stuff that we've seen rather than what we've read, especially if they're very, very tiny details. Um, so yeah, but as I said, the house on the books has a greenhouse, but in the movies it does not have one. So I decided to add the greenhouse since it was there in the books and be like, well, screw you, movies, I will add one either way. So I just borrowed stuff from both of the books and the movies, and I also based a lot of pictures, illustrations that J.K. Rowling, well, not J.K. Rowling, I guess the artists that worked for J.K. Rowling had made for Pottermore, and I based on them a lot. They were mostly based on the books, but not like 100% in the books. So yeah, that's what I did. And that's all I can say about before we start creating the rooms. I firstly did the exterior, but the thing is, the exterior is going to change a lot. And when I say a lot, believe me, I am very indecisive creature and I don't know what the F I want. So I changed stuff in the process many times, and you will see that I will put these specific windows and I will change the place of them, I think 3 times within the video, which was so annoying. But yeah, it was annoying to do it, but I feel like it is going to be more annoying for you to watch it. But then again, I didn't really want to remove that because, well, to be honest, I really couldn't because, well, it's gonna be like how the greenhouse moved, so I just left them there. The greenhouse has pretty standard stuff. It has few plants and few flowers. Few of them got planted, few other didn't, because I planted them while I was trying to figure out what I wanted to for the exterior to look like, and then I made the scene that I got to stop basically planting them. So you got to plant them yourself, so you're welcome. Something else that I want to say, yeah. The house comes in 2 versions, which both of them you can easily download them, and I will speak about that a bit later. The house has 2 versions, as you saw on the beginning, with the cinematic stuff. I created the Privet Drive road because I felt like it was more good looking to do the cinematic stuff rather than a single house, because, well, it's not all by itself as other houses that I created for the theme that I'm doing from So to Sims, which were houses all by themselves alone on a private lot. Those houses here on Privet Drive are these, yeah, are townhouses. So they are the one next to the other. So I felt like it was quite stupid to have them one by one. And that's the reason why on cinematic you saw it as a whole neighborhood. I kinda created 8 houses. I did not have the time to fully furnish them. I mean, they're not even furnished. The rooms are identical. I just kept the layout the same. And I did the exterior and the backyard because that is what you see, basically. You can download the entire neighborhood if you want. It has 8 houses. I could fit easily 2 more, but because in the screenshots from the movies, I found out that it only has 4 houses in a row, so I didn't really want to go that far away from how the houses look like in the movies and like put 5 of them in a row. So that's the reason why I did that. Yeah, as I said, only this one is fully furnished. Well, not fully furnished on the interior. The exterior, all of them are furnished, but not as like on detail as this one is, because I did not had the intention of doing that, and I could not really bother to do that, to be completely honest. So you can download this lot if you want, which has the 8 houses, but only one of them, as I said, again, is furnished. You can easily furnish the rest if you want for reasons, or you can just download this lot, which is the single house. So it's your decision if you want a neighborhood or if you want the house, basically. If you want to download either of them, you can search my username in the gallery, which is the exact same as here, or you can go in the links in the description down below. There will be 2 links, one for each lot. The one is on a 64 by 64 lot, and I think this one is a 30 by 20 lot. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like that is correct. So there's that. There will be 2 links in the description down below that no matter which one you will click, it will take you to the gallery website, which if you have an account, you can easily download it from there. You will click the download button, and the next time that you will launch Origin, the game, it will magically download. You can either search, as I said, my username, but because this house is part of the From So to Sims playlist that I'm doing, you can search the hashtag FSTS, which stands obviously From So to Sims, and you can find this house and every single other house that I've made. I've made the house from Modern Family, Jay's and Gloria's house, and Cam's and Mitchell's one. I made the house from Up. I made, which is, to be honest, terrible. I hate that. So I will get that if you don't even like it. It is pretty bad, like on the exterior. On the interior is pretty darn good, I feel like. I made the house from Full House, which was quite tough, and it took me 20 hours, I think, to build it. And I feel like, yeah, and I did Mike and Molly too, the house from Mike and Molly. So those are the houses that I made. But if, wink wink, you don't have the game, like, let's just say if you don't have an Origin account, or if you just cannot download from the gallery, because this is part of the build, or maybe I should say the playlist, that I'm creating, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. This build will have, both of them actually, will have a download link, an external, and my throat. Okay, I'm sorry. An external, oh no, I'm not sorry. I still hurts. Let me drink a bit of water and I can continue. Okay, a bit better. It will have, as I said, an external link to download, and I am not extremely sure how you actually put them into your game, but you will click the external download link, and I will have directions for you to put it into your game if you don't have, the ability to download it from the gallery. The same thing will happen with Hogsmeade that I'm currently doing, and it's in every single other Wizarding World of Harry Potter theme build that I will do in the future. So yeah, if you want, you can stay tuned for that. I mean, it's about 1 week until I'm done with it. And a little cute video I hope will appear into your subscription boxes if you have subscribed, and you know what, you will be able to find it there. So yeah, here is the living room. I did a little trick with windows just to get back, on track and what I'm doing in the house, because I feel like that is kind of important. I did a bit of a trick with the windows because the house has 3 windows in a row, and the only windows that had, those X's that crosses, I don't know how they are called, I have zero idea. They were the ones from Get Together, and the ones that were basically single windows did not went next to each other as beautifully as the 2 tile windows. So I had to do a small trick to overlap them and make them work and make them look good, as you already saw on the beginning of the video, which took me quite some time, but I feel like it was a good trick to replicate the house as good as possible. Here is the kitchen, and as I told you, I tend to change the shape quite a lot because, well, stuff could not really fit in the way that I wanted them to, and then I felt like few rooms were way too big or a bit wrong, so I changed the rooms and the layout of the rooms many times. The whole, not basement, the whole first floor is basically exactly from the movies, and the wallpapers change throughout the movies. So I just went with like the fifth, I think, fourth, fifth, I'm not sure, movie, because on the 6th and 7th one things get different, and well, it was the final movie, so I just prefer to do what it was most of the time. So as I told you, there was a plan online which stated that Harry Potter's room was in the front of the house, and I was quite sure that I've read that too, that Harry's room was in the front of the house. And me and my boyfriend had a disagreement. He was like, no, it was not in the front of the house, this guy has made a mistake. And I'm like, no, it is in the front of the house. So we had like this disagreement, and I found the clip that from the movie that Ron and his brothers come with a flying car and rescue him. And in the movies they made his room on the back of the house. So originally I made his room in the front of the house, which is the smallest room in the house as well. And the thing is that Harry had the smallest room in the house, but because his room was not in the front but it was in the back, I couldn't make that room any bigger because of how the stairs were, and I could not make his room any smaller that I made on the back of the house, because that's how it was on the movies. So yeah, so he does not have the smaller room of the house. The smallest one is, I'm sure, the guest bedroom, which is for 1 tile smaller than Harry's bedroom, which I know it's not correct and it truly bothers me, but I couldn't do anything about it, and that is so upsetting for me. Here you can see me changing everything again for the second time. I think this is probably the second time, but I will change them back. Yeah, I told you I did few changes, quite a few actually. So this is how currently his room looks like, but it will change. It won't change until the very end of the video. I was going on how his room looked like on the illustrations that existed on Pottermore. Well, I think they still exist on Pottermore. And not how the room looked like in the movies. I will make it a bit smaller, like 3x4, a bit later. I think after I'm done making it, basically. But I decided that I didn't really like the fact that I went based on the illustrations and the books. Because Harry's room, I feel like it's the one that you are going to recognize easier than the rest of the house. And when you will, and if you download the house, if anyone downloads the house and hasn't watched this video, which is most probable, he will be like, this is not how his room looked like a normal fan, not one that has done a big research behind that, or he is a super fan that recalls more about the books rather than being based on how it looked in the movies. So I felt like the person who will download this house and goes and see Harry's bedroom, he will be like, well, this girl did that correctly, that is super wrong. And I don't want that. Because when I was looking only on the plan that this guy had created based on the movies, not on the movies, sorry, on the books, rather than the movies, and replicated the house how it was on the books, I was like, this dude it's so wrong, it's nothing like that. And after reading, I realized why it was like that. And I feel like most people won't do that, won't see the video, so they will be like, that is so wrong. So that's the reason why I changed it, to make it look how it was on the movies. Because I don't want people to be like, that was so wrong, and be like, yeah, that's crap, let's just delete it. And yeah, I just want to please everyone, I guess, which I know it's so hard. So yeah, oh my god, I'm changing the camera at this point so fast, it is kinda getting dizzy. Whoopsie daisy. So yeah, I want to apologize beforehand on that, for going based on the movies and not in the books. I'm sorry if I disappointed any of you, but well, I cannot please everyone, right? So yeah. Here I realized that Harry's room was not the smallest one in the house, so I had to change everything back to the way that I had it before. I'm sorry. So I got to change everything again, and here we go again with the windows, and I know that is so frustrating, and I'm frustrated too, but well, what can you do, right? So yeah, I got to change everything to the way it was, and I will continue with his bedroom in a bit. I made sure that, and I make that with every single thing that I build, that everything works, that everything is fully functional, because that is my goal. Because when I personally download a house and something doesn't work, I was like, really bro, was it that hard for you to test it? Was it that hard? And I get very frustrated, and I don't want people to get frustrated, so I make sure that everything works. The only thing that doesn't properly work, as it's supposed to be, it works but it's not working 100%, is the bed under the cupboard. Well, you saw my sim going and sitting there, but she can nap but she cannot sleep for reasons. I don't know why, I have no idea why, but you know what? She can at least nap there, so that's something, right? But yeah, everything else works and functions as it was supposed to. And here's like the main bedroom of the house that Vernon and Petunia lived. Well, there is only one scene in the entire movie that, not on the entire movie, like of all movies, that we see this room. And it is when Harry tries to escape with a flying car. The bedroom is very 80s, I think. It has a steel bed, a gold type bronze bed, maybe? And it is very old looking. The thing is, we don't have anything from that era. We only have royal stuff. And I could not, like, replicate it the way that I wanted to. So I tried to go with it as close as possible. The weird things that you see in the walls, like the shelves, they had, I don't know how to explain it. It was kind of like a shelves on the wall above the side tables, but I have no idea how to make them, and that was the easiest solution that I could figure out because they were vertical on the walls, and that could not be done. So I just made that. It does not look as old as I wanted it to, but oh well, what can we do? Here is Dudley's room. He has a lot of electronics, but the thing is, we don't have like things that we had on The Sims 3, like a replica of PlayStation stuff. So I just plopped the TV there. I plopped that little thing below the TV that I have no idea what it is, but I feel like we can kinda like say that this is something like a PlayStation or a Sega or I don't know what. I was not born until 1994. So yeah, I don't know what video games they played back then. I have no idea. And I did not have any video games, to be honest, while I was growing up, apart from a DSi. So yeah, no idea. Well, we had a Sega, but that was like my father's, and I did not really play it because, well, I was extremely bad at it, basically. But yeah, here is the garage, and it is the final room of the house. I did the why I keep calling it second bedroom, the guest bedroom, which I hoped it would be a bit bigger, but sadly it is not. So, well, no, it's not Aunt Petunia. What was her name? I cannot recall that. I don't know. It does not matter right now. We'll have to slip into that little bed. So yeah. Here I am fine-tuning a few final stuff just to make sure that everything looks like the pictures that I had found. The thing is, I think the sets are you can visit them like from the outside, but on the inside you could not go until this month. So I don't really know how the house was on set, and a few stuff, if any photos get leaked, will be different, I'm sure about that. But the neighborhood is quite different indeed from what we see in the movies, which I found it kind of weird because, well, it had, those Wall Street lights, and it had few different bits, but I didn't really want to change them, so I just went with that. with the photos that I had based on the movies, again, mainly. And here is the final change that I get to do, and we'll jump into the screenshots. As I said, I changed his room to be more how it was in the movies rather than in the books, and I tried to make it as messy as possible. The thing is that the Sims cannot really step on stuff, so that was a thing, so I had to make a pathway for him. And he has this little cute drawing on his dresser, I guess, with an owl. But we don't have that, so I just plopped that thing with the soccer player. So here are the screenshots. You will see few on the exterior and on the interior as well. You will see like the plan above the house, and yeah, you will see I took quite a few screenshots to just make sure that I have every single one of them, and this is where I'm going to leave you. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave your comments down below, because they will honestly make my day. If you want to download the house, again, you will find links on the description down below, or you can search my username on the gallery or the hashtag FSTS, and I say that again because few people don't really care to watch the video, and they mainly came during the end to see the screenshot of how the house looks like, which I do that few times too. I don't know the feeling. But thank you so much for watching. I hope